The holiday of Passover begins this week, this Friday night, April 22nd, the holiday in which we reenact the Exodus from Egypt and imagine ourselves as if we have left Egypt as well. One of the key lines in the Haggadah, the service that we recite around the table, around the Seder table, one of the most important lines is Bechol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo ki ilu hu yatsa mimitzrayim. In every generation, each person is obligated to see him or herself as if we have left Egypt. When I talked about this yesterday in religious school to the oldest class, we discussed this this sentence and what it means. And all the students came up with different understandings of what it means to relive the Exodus itself. We have to have a Seder and we have to look at the symbols on the table. We have to imagine as if we are actually in Egypt among the group of our ancestors of slaves, as if we are at the shores of the Red Sea. And all of that is beautiful. And all of that is necessary to try to understand what the holiday of Passover means. Certainly, Passover isn't meaningful unless we understand the history. But another element of that line, in every generation we have to see ourselves as if we left Egypt, also means what leaving Egypt means, that it's a metaphor for freedom and the obligations that being free comes with. To be Jewish and to be free means that we can't take our lives for granted. We always have to remember that were it not for Moses and were it not for God, we would still be slaves in Egypt. That is the traditional idea. And so, because we're not slaves, not only do we have to thank God that we're not slaves, but we have to ensure that nobody else is enslaved around the world. That line, in every generation we have to see ourselves as if we left Egypt, means that we have to serve proactively as advocates for freedom for other people around the world. Not just Jews in other countries who may not be free to be Jewish, but also by extension to everyone else in the world, all groups of people, all countries who are subject to oppression and slavery and dictatorship. We have to serve as the advocates for freedom. We have to be a light unto the nations, an or lagoyim. That is part of who we are as Jews, and we are obligated to ensure that by reliving the experience of the Exodus from Egypt, that we take that with us and ensure that others will be free as well. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.